I pushed the live button. You are
Ooh, there we
live.
go. We're live.
Yeah, let's see if we are live on Twitch as well. There we are. We are indeed live on Twitch, so that's good. Right. Welcome.
Thank you.
I think we probably need to wait for people to kind of like settle in.
Should I keep an eye on a Twitch chat, or is that something that you're going to handle? If it's something of interest.
I'm going to keep an eye on it. Like like the way we set this up, it's kind of like you're going to do kind of like a run, and what you should only kind of like focus on the
No distractions.
yeah. So I will handle the commentary and the fans and all of that stuff the best I can.
All right, I'll block that out.
Yeah. Right. If you enter like the Twitch thing, do you say hi and where you are watching from? That is certainly appreciated. Oh, and of course, like if you have questions, do ask the questions, and we will try to answer them the best we can. Right. I think we could just get into it, actually.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, like I have the same thing with podcasts when you are supposed to start recording for real, right?
Yeah.
It's like, how do you even start? Like, how do you begin? But yeah, right. Hi, I'm Knut. With me today we have Simeon, who is a solution architect, solution engineer.
Yes, I'm one of those things.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
for Sanity.io. You recently joined the team. Could you tell us about yourself, Simeon?
Yeah, thanks. I've featured on this Twitch channel a number of times, being part of the Sanity community for the longest time. But yeah, about since May, I think I've been working with Sanity. It's been excellent. So my as a solution engineer, my role is sort of figuring out the happy path, so people are getting the best out of Sanity. Often say, but my background is building websites for people. And so the reason I thought that this stream might be a bit of fun is that I've built a lot of websites in my previous years, and heavily on WordPress, which we need to issue a big disclaimer right at the top. I like WordPress. I'm going to look in the camera as I say this. I like WordPress. You have to believe me. But you know, once you've started to get onto the Jamstack thing, once you've got a lightning fast local development environment and rock solid deployment process and all of that just out of the box, there's no going back. So I thought this would be fun. I just set up like the premise of today's show, today's stream, is that I messaged Knut there a couple of days ago and said, look, I've got this small old client website that needs a few updates, and I reckon I could probably replatform that from WordPress to Sanity in under 60 minutes. To which challenge accepted. Now we're on this stream, and from the moment that that this stream was booked in, I am now filled with self-doubt. So I'm going to get as far as possible setting up a Sanity and Next.js website in 60 minutes. I think it's unreasonable to expect a full website to be finished in 60 minutes.
We haven't defined what kind of minutes.
What kind of minutes?
It's not necessarily Earth minutes. Just
all right.
Yeah.
Well, should we show the website in question?
Yeah. So like moving from WordPress, which we like. I haven't actually been used. Like it's been a while since I've actually done anything meaningful with WordPress, but I trust you. But it might not be the right thing for everything, right?
That's right. Yes, your mileage may vary.
Yeah, and for a restaurant site. A restaurant like that is like, let's speak a bit first about restaurant sites, because it's an interesting category, because it's something where you have kind of pretty obvious user tasks like, what can I buy there? What food do they have? And it seems like always you are thrown into this PDF file thing that doesn't work.
Particularly on a mobile device, you're getting like an
Yeah.
A3 printed menu on a PDF on a phone.
Yeah, or you are shown to their Facebook page where they have posted a badly compressed JPEG or something.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I've been there.
So it's time to I guess get restaurant sites onto something more modern and something more structured. It's a kind of ideal use case for structured content, I think, because there's so much structured content in restaurants. Like
Absolutely.
menu. Yeah.
I think that's what really drew me on this particular site was that even though it's like a 5-page website at the most, there's still like a rich content model behind that. And say if off the back of this stream, our small restaurant here we're about to reveal, becomes a global brand, well, their content will be structured well in advance that they could do more complex things with the content model we're about to draw up in a moment.
Yeah, and I guess like from a solution engineer's perspective, it's important to build something that can scale, right? Something that can
Absolutely.
grow with you and like accommodate your potential.
That's right.
But yeah, let's dive into it. When am I playing the ad? By the way, should we play the ad now? Should we try that?
Yeah, or I thought maybe yes, let's. Or do we want to see the restaurant as you play the song? This restaurant has a theme song which is excellent. I
I'm
can
not sure
start
if
sharing my
that's
screen.
technically possible with StreamYard, but my suggestion, let's play the audio so I can actually close all of the stuff that is making my fans go wild. um, let's see. Oh no, Loopback is requiring an update, and it's kind of like the update you don't want to do live.
Oh no! Right in the middle of a show.
Yeah. Oh shoot. Well, I'll just for the interested, I'll just post a link
Maybe if the
to.
stream's dragging halfway through,
Yeah.
you can spice it up with a bit
I'll
of
just
music at the end there.
put a link and you can share the screen and take us through the site.
All right.
And people are watching from all over the place. Let's see.
Yeah, have we got actually people watching? I don't know if I'm talking into the void or not because I'm trying to
Yeah.
stay very focused at the moment.
We have people from Cambridge, from Vancouver, Canada, Cape Verde, Eastbourne, England. Yeah, all over the place.
All over. Excellent.
Right.
So have you got my screen there? Do you need to put that up on the stream? Hello.
Like that.
There we go.
All right. There we have
Super
it.
Rooster. Okay, so this is our. So Toowoomba is where I'm originally from. Small town in Australia you've never heard of, but they do have the best chicken place you ever seen. 3 locations in town. This should be a worldwide global phenomenon. This brand, and I'm here to extol the virtues more than anything of chicken salt. Now, I didn't realize this until I left the country, but chicken salt is the greatest thing in Australia that nobody else in the world seems to have. And it's got no chicken in it. It's salt with flavorings in it that is designed to go with chicken. And it's just excellent. And these chips at Super Rooster are the greatest thing you'll ever eat. And the chicken's great and everything too. But yes, I've run this client website for a number of years. Along many years, and it's badly in need of a few updates. It is on the latest version of WordPress, surprisingly enough. I think because I run a cron job every night to just update everything.
Oh, that's yeah.
I just
you can do that.
YOLO update everything. Like I'm not having insecure WordPress websites sitting around. So, and none of these are complex enough to change. But you can see it's a bit tired, and it just needs a bit of an update. And so I've got their permission. So the fine people at Super Rooster there to use them as a test case for. Can we take a website that literally has what have we got 6 pages here? Can we put this into Sanity and Next.js in an hour? And I reckon what I'm aiming for today is I want to set up the data model in Sanity Studio. I want to publish that to Sanity so that I can then invite Canute in and he might be able to start editing content straight away. And I think that'll be awesome to see that my local dev environment and his deployed studio will be the exact same data source, which is always incredible, particularly coming from WordPress. I don't have to FTP the SQL file up and then import that with a plugin. And there's better ways to do that. I know I'm not, it's easy to throw shade at WordPress. And then I want to try and set up a Next.js website, which is going to query that content from Sanity. If we can, I'm going to try and get live preview going because I'd like to see if I could do that. I want to set up Tailwind CSS for the front end because that's my front end system of choice, and get something similar-ish. I don't think we're going to get all these layouts done in the first hour, but if I can query content, if I can get this all up on Vercel, like just some queried pages, then we'll have achieved what I wanted to do. That's a lofty task, and I've resisted the urge all weekend to actually try and see what I can do in an hour. I literally have not attempted to see what I can get done in 60 minutes, but that's the goal. And I've got this big alarm clock in the top right-hand corner too to ramp up the pressure throughout.
Yeah, and I guess this will be probably a focused hour. I'm sure you will do your best to kind of like bring us along, but I will try not to get in your way. I will try not to be a hurdle that you have to.
I'm waiting for the first time you say, "Oh, I wouldn't do it like that."
But we can evaluate afterwards. But yeah, I'm super excited. I think we'll learn a lot. Yeah.
Because you've used Sanity for a lot longer than I have, so I can't wait for I could very easily be setting myself up to be doing something wrong live.
Yeah, but you have been doing.
Hey, this is how we learn.
You have been doing actual client work more recently than I have. So
okay.
Yeah, I'm not like Let's. Should we just dive into it?
Reckon we just go?
Yeah. I wish I had a fanfare or a bell or something. But
yeah, the ground rules I just want to set as well is I am going to copy existing code that I have, but I'm not going to use anything that's like a private API or something that you couldn't get from a starter theme or from a tutorial. I will copy as much as I can from the docs, but everything you're about to see is publicly available things. I mean, there's no black magic. There's no cheating.
So what you're saying, you are just going to do whatever every developer doing, like copy pasting code, yes. Right? Yeah.
Yes, I just didn't want anybody to think that I'm going to hand tool this from scratch, artisanal Sanity Studio. Anyway, right. So this is what we're working with. What do you reckon? We just go for it? It's enough preamble?
Let's go for it. Yeah.
All right. Now, I'm so nervous. I should put a heart rate monitor on. All right. So I have already made a folder. Okay, so I've cheated if that. Let's go. So I'm going to make a directory for the studio and Sanity in it. So from the CLI, we can make a new project, and we can call this Super. So I didn't account for the fact that I'm not going to be able to type very well on screen. Yes, let's make it public. You can read my code throughout as well.
Yeah.
Yes, that's going to be fine. I'm going to no schema. One of the first things I'm actually going to do is make sure that I've got ESLint set up before I even start the studio, because if I can't have code formatting while I'm doing this, I might go slightly mad. So I'm going to go and copy a bunch of ESLint config first of all before I start anything.
Yeah, life's too short to wait for dependencies to be installed. So why not do something else?
Yes. Let's make I do have another screen here where I might have to do some things. Oh, move out of the way, timer. Can we get a package JSON here? There we go. Not Candy Corp, Super. Rooster. There we go. There we go. Look at that formatting coming into play already. Let's install that as well. Our Sanity Studio still linking up, which is good. Oh, is NPM going to kill me? Surely it's faster. Well, anyway, let's have a look at the data structure. So I'm thinking we need page as a model or as a schema for everyone. We have locations down here. So like location will be a schema. The menu is actually going to become the home page. We're going to slightly redesign this while we're going. So these food items or menu items, I think we're going to call, that'll be another model as well that we'll need to create. We have new images to go up as well at the same time. We can classify these by mains and extras, so that'll be like a string field with a list option. We also have nutritional information. I know I talk really fast. if I need to re-clarify anything, please let me know. I'd need to have a nutritional information type as well, so we can apply those as references to those content items. In the portable text, we are going to need to have a YouTube embed, because we do have these terrific videos, and I have components for those laying around as well. Let's go back and see what we have. I do have that installed, which is excellent. I have the studio, so let's start that and see what we get. We should get absolutely nothing at the start. So let's have a look in the studio. We need to start a schema. So schema, let's call this page.
Oh, you have some nifty shortcuts there.
This is Enrique's package. It is absolutely you need to have this. It is the greatest thing to have that. So I think every page is going to need a title. It's going to need a portable text field as well. So sanity field, content, let's call that, and that will be a portable text, which isn't an object we have yet. I'm going to go and grab that from another project. So portable text. Let's grab that. I'm also going to grab a video object as well from those schemas. Can we put those in there as well? Let's start registering those in the schema. So we've got page, and we need portable text. Why aren't my auto completions happening? Page. Yeah. Portable. Oh, I'm not getting portable text. Video.
It might be a full folder thing, maybe, but yeah.
As well. Can we get that? I would organize those into like documents and
Yeah, we can do that later.
Yeah. What am I not getting? React YouTube. That's an issue.
Yeah, some dependencies. Yeah.
Yep. So that is actually a tutorial that you have in the docs, which I believe you wrote, to have a video component.
Oh yeah, I can find
ID as well.
So I realize that we are like leaping through a lot of things. So if you are
this is not a great
beginner, we will do our best to post links. But yeah, there's a lot of things that goes on. Let's see. How to add a custom YouTube block. There we go. I will post this
npm I. Let's get another one going as well. Oh no, I shouldn't do two at once. What else was I missing? React icons.
So Nika Dom in the chat says, "This is so awesome. Literally today I was told I have to handle the migration of WordPress. Great timing for me."
Excellent. Yeah. We're not going to do like a migration, unfortunately. I'm literally going to copy and paste the text out of WordPress. We do have migration tools though, don't we?
Yeah, but like you know what? Like when people ask me about migrating from WordPress, like automatically, I'm always a bit torn, because usually you don't actually want to migrate directly from WordPress, because setting up something like Sanity is a perfect opportunity to fix your content models and like actually make them structured. And often what you have from WordPress is not a structured content model. So it's sometimes copy pasting might actually be the thing that is most efficient compared to scripting the migration. But yeah, it always depends on your case, of course.
Okay, look at that. So we've got this here. So we're already, this is our, now why don't I have a source on that slug? So I do have my page type now. My studio's compiling because I have just added a few dependencies that we had inside the portable text.
Source, maybe.
Always catches me which ones are inside options and which aren't. Yeah. There we go. So I can generate that now, which is excellent. I actually want that to be the story, because that's what this page is going to be. And we can copy the story of the Claridge family into here and publish. So we've already generating content in here there. That's excellent. Let's make another one. What do I call it? Menu item, I think is going to be a good one for this. So Sanity. Whoa, that is not what I wanted. Sanity schema. That's right. So menu item is document. Now a menu item is going to have a title, I'm going to call it, and it'll be a string. It's also going to have a price, which I'm going to give, I'm going to use a number block because I think that suits more there. What else did we say that was going to be in that model? You've lost 7 minutes already. It's going to need a description probably. So we can put that sanity field description. And that could probably just get away with being a string as well. We're going to need an image. And we also need an array. Oh, we need an option to say whether it's going to be an extra or a main. So that would actually be a maybe type, we'll call that. And that will be a string as well. And I think there's even a list array. Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
So this is going to be a main. Oh, I lost my tabs.
Is this like, I'm so sorry. Is this a good opportunity to try out the new field, like initial values for fields?
Initial values?
Just like to have it default to main, maybe?
Oh, yeah. Let's see if do we have that? So
initial value, I think you can just give it a string. Yeah, like that. Let's see if that works.
I've got to register that into the schema as well. Menu item. I don't have time to wait. Rebuild. What? Menu items not defined? Oh, because I'm not getting these autocompletes. Why is that failing me? That's killing me. You know, that doesn't always work.
Steal at least 2 minutes from the whole thing.
I know. I'm blaming that today. It's my autocomplete to the folder import. There we go.
There we go.
Let's
now you can invite me.
Look at that. Yes. Excellent. Yeah. Now, so you're right. Let's deploy this. Sanity deploy. Let's call it Super Rooster. Now, I love with Sanity when I can get, there we go, the username that I want, because this isn't some service that's been around for 1,000 years.
You can also invite me from CLI. Sanity, I think it's Sanity users invite and email address.
Can I really? Sanity users invite?
I think it's users. You will be told if it's not.
Can I type your email address into here? Is this going to be updating on the stream?
Knut at Sanity.io. Yeah, email me. I will get back to you at some point.
You're going to be an administrator. There you go. So that's you have access to this server now, which is excellent.
Yeah, I will be popping in. Right.
Now, what else did we say? We're going to have a location. So location.js, sanity schema. Location document, and that will have a sanity field. Let's give that a title as well, which is going to be a string. And I have an image on that as well. Sanity image, sanity field, address. Now the address block could do with some more love than just a string, but that's what I'm going to use for now. I'm not getting auto formatting on save either at the moment. That's killing me. There we go. So you should be able to deploy. You should be able to go to superrooster.sanity.studio now.
Yeah.
Once you've accepted that invite, and you should be able to start. Look at that. You've already joined me in the studio. Isn't that excellent? Started. WordPress can't do this. Look at that. I don't mean to say that too many times. But look at that. All right, Knut's already in the same data set as I am, even though I'm in local development, and he is with the deployed studio. So he won't get access to the new schemas as I register them, but that's okay, because he can start working on the important ones that we have, and I can just keep deploying that over and over again. Let's go and grab our location data. Location.
And do you have high-res images?
Yes. If I upload them, can I upload them all?
Because these are not high-res.
Oh, no, I have new images.
I think
I should have got the Sanity plugin media.
If you run Sanity install media, you get the advanced media.
Yes, I meant to do that before the first deploy.
You want
That's
that
my
for
fault.
Your customers, right?
Yes,
just continue and.
Yeah. So if you get into the numbers in cents, the prices in cents, I think that's going to. I'll format that later.
Is that just times 100?
Just remove the decimal point. Yeah.
Yeah.
From those prices.
It'll be like that, I think.
So 3840 for 3840.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, so I had it right the first time. I'm just
Excellent.
Confused.
All right, so we've got content. We've got some of the model scaffolded. Yeah, I'll get those images up into the asset library first, and then I'll move on to. I think I might just go and grab Next.
Yeah,
in a minute. Let's have a look at this. So we've got menu. Let's go family meal. Select. Oh, do I need to configure the media plugin?
I don't think so. It's just I think you might need to restart.
Maybe I need to restart my process.
Then you need to redeploy if you want it to end up on the deployed. Yeah. Hot pack. Chicken and salad.
Tailwind CSS next. If upsetting the WordPress people wasn't spicy enough, I think recommending Tailwind CSS is the other thing that can get people firing off into the comments.
Yeah, it seems like Tailwind is a thing that you just have to get with. It has become quite popular at least.
Have you ever had Sanity of Undefined? What is this? What am I doing wrong with Sanity Media Library? That's killing me. Oh, what have I done?
Oh, yeah. Might be a bug or something. That's not great.
Right, it's a live show. Oh no, don't we? We have to do this?
I thought it was supposed to just
in the parts array.
I defer.
Parts on asset sources studio.
It wouldn't be realistic if there wasn't a bit of debugging. Let's see.
I can't wait for this plugin to just be part of the studio.
Yeah. Let's see.
What am I doing? Sites, Superista. I copied the wrong thing. I'm trying to get Tailwind and next. Here we go. Apparently you can start a new Next website with Tailwind already configured, so that's very cool. This is killing me. This media browser thing. What's happening here?
Reinstall node modules, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
This is a case where you could like ask yourself if it's worth the hustle. So you could also make like a hacky way to do it is just make an array field with images, and then you can drag and drop all of them onto it.
Oh yeah.
And then they are uploaded and can be selected. That would be my speedrun tips, because like speedruns, it's all about finding those hacks, right?
That's right. We're gonna cut through.
To jump Mario into a corner that throws him right into Bowser's.
Yeah, you gotta hold down and then jump through the wall, sort of thing. Let's have a look at that. What am I doing now? So I've got my Next.js folder. Now I want to go and get Next Sanity. So this is an excellent library which we haven't officially announced or released yet, but it is full of just juicy goodness that you absolutely should have if you're using Next.js and Sanity together. Let's install these.
I guess it's officially released. We haven't made a big fuss about it.
Okay.
We did release it on the Next.js Conf last year.
Okay.
But yeah, it has a lot of like things, batteries included, I guess.
There's always something to find with Sanity. You are constantly on your toes because there's goodness behind every corner, and if you like, there's so much goodness up front and obvious, but if you just spend a little extra time, the things you can find. All right, so that's all of my props and everything. I need to go and set up an environment file. So all I've just done there is copied in a bunch of necessary hooks and configuration files to be able to connect the Next.js website with a Sanity site. You probably wouldn't even do that like every time by yourself. Like you would not try and start from scratch every single time.
Now the chat says, no, it's time for a SvelteKit Sanity library. And that's funny because Simeon and I was discussing that before hitting the live broadcast button about SvelteKit. It's still early SvelteKit days, but it seems to have some traction. I've played around with it a bit, and it would indeed be nice with a SvelteKit library, and who knows? We are hiring people these days, so there might be an opportunity for something like that. I think we should at least get our portable text and Svelte to work nicely together. Let's see.
There's not calls for us to be able to write the SDK in 60 minutes, is there?
That's that will be with our new applications team, I guess. Let's see. Should I just publish all of the menu items?
Yes, please do.
Yeah. I will go.
I'm just preparing a token off screen here.
Yeah.
So let's go and commit that. I noticed that we had I'm still just setting up Next while I was waiting for the studio to reboot. And if you love WordPress, and if you notice that the Sanity Studio sort of had a bit of a hiccup there once I installed a plugin, you know that feeling. If you've been in plugin hell, but you may install only a few plugins with Sanity, and
yeah, for like full transparency, like we are refactoring the whole studio to using Sanity UI. So it used to use like CSS modules, and it became quite complex to kind of like keep it like running reliable. But there's kind of like a lot of things happening. It's kind of like real time and everything. So we are refactoring it to Sanity UI, which is this I guess design system and component library that we have that you can use yourself. And in that period, there's kind of like there's some kind of like complex things that has to do with dependencies and style components and so on that are mostly figured out, but maybe not completely. And that's why we sometimes get in trouble, but we are sorting that out.
Look at these images. These are new images, so you're going to have to eyeball what the old hot pack looks like and what the new hot pack looks like. Do you think you have that in you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there we go. I'm going to show my token on screen there. It's only a read token.
Try.
Do your worst. If you need a hand, right, well, we're 20 minutes in, so I'm.
I'll do my best. I don't have a lot of things to do here, so.
All right. So let's.
I've been trained for this all my life. I have an internal AI to match.
All right, look at this. So we've got our Next.js app, but now we need to go and start making pages. So, oh, gee, the Tailwind Starter is really cool. It's the same thing, but it's all written with like Tailwind classes. That's really, really clever. Let's delete all of that and start over.
Interesting, the new chicken and corn image doesn't have butter on the corn. They removed the butter. I wonder what happened.
It's butter free for my old Pokemon fans out there. What was the... I'm just looking for another demo where I can steal some code from. All right. So as I said, the homepage is going to include the menu items now. So let's go and grab... this get static props. So this is on my homepage index. So preview, I'm going to set it back to false param. So our query is actually going to be menu item. So I want every menu item, and as long as no, they don't have defined slugs, so that'll be fine. Let's just grab it all. Everything. There will be no query params. Let's put that in there. Menu items. So all of this get client here, this was set up by all of those files we copied in from the Next library there. So let's bring menu items in through to the front page and do my favorite debugging on screen. Grok is not defined. Why don't we have Grok? Let's get Grok.
Grok should come with the Next Sanity.
It surely does.
Package. Yeah.
I find we didn't bring in any of our imports. Still don't have code formatting either. Dataset not found for project ID. Oh. I've got my project IDs in my data sets mixed up. Where would somebody in the chat to let me know about that one? That's a head scratcher, that one. We're going to have to reboot the development library. So I got all those images uploaded. That's excellent. Location. We do need to do some things with the desk structure at some point. I'll tell you what we could do. We absolutely don't need to do it, but I thought that'd be fun to show off here is even the sanity preview select is in here in the schema. So I actually want the title and we want the type and the price. So I want price and I want type. So one of my favorite things about Sanity is the way that everything is customizable, like in the UI, like even the document actions button, like it's phenomenal to me that just like there's quite an amount of boilerplate when it comes to the studio, but pretty much anything you look at, you can go and modify what it says or what it does. So like even these document previews here, that's what I want to update. So the subtitle is going to be, I want to pull in the type, price and media, and so the subtitle will be the type for now. So you see that should change that there. That's undefined. Did you set a type?
Yeah, I certainly did. But
type.
Yeah. That's a head scratcher. Oh yeah.
Undefined. Anyway, we'll find that in a minute. JS format and money. Let's get the.
Oh noes. That can't be good. Or is it? Is it actually decent, or is it like time and date formatting? It's actually not bad.
Oh, now let's just put that in there then.
We have a double semicolon.
Or
something.
Semicolon at all. There we go. Where's my format on save? Killing me.
Half of the job is setting up the dev environment, but that works.
That's right. See, there we go. So we've got our JavaScript formatted price. So you can see here that the price is being entered in cents, and we really should let the user know that. So let's say description, enter price in cents. So you can see that that's a number, because then you can do all sorts of comparisons or sorting by that number, but then you can format that on price.
Now you might want to redeploy the studio so I can start entering the new things.
Oh, yes. While working on that, let's see if we've actually got some data on the front end here. We still don't have data on the front end. What's happening? So the studio is deploying. That's going up there. I am running this here. All right, so I'm going to have a look at manage again and make sure that we've got cores enabled over there. Why am I getting no data on the front end of the site?
Sanity course add HTTP localhost 3000 at least.
I need to get better at the CLI. That's what I'm learning in this Super Rooster. Sanity cores add
HTTP localhost 3000, I guess. And you want authentication, because of the live preview.
Yep. So deploying is still happening, sorry. Why am I not getting any data? Undefined. Let's go and have a look at
how does the get static props looks? It looks correct, but is it private or public dataset? It's public, right?
It is a public dataset, yeah. And that should have been the easiest part. Have I got the type
get
wrong?
Client preview fetch query.
Let's go and test that query in Vision.
Yeah, that's always good.
Yep, we've got them.
That's great.
Something's authenticated. We can find those things. Just get client fetch query. What am I getting?
And what about because you are getting the data key out of props in the page template?
Oh, look at that. Okay, so I'm data menu items. So I am fetching something on the server side, so that's working.
Yeah, and maybe it's a matter of it's undefined, so maybe you have to, yeah, exactly. So
Oh,
it's
did
data
I?
and then menu items. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. So const. Is it more like that? Hello.
That has never happened with me. Like never. There we go.
All right, excellent. So we have menu items. So we are now querying data, which is excellent, and that's where I want to be. I want to say BG blue 500, text white. How could you not love this? Look at that. All right, so now I've got my menu items there, and we should be able to map over those. So and I would build out components for all those sorts of things initially, but let's just, for the time being, write it all straight into this document here. Let's, can I get these on screen here and style them up? So menu items.
I guess you wrote the CSS to the site before object fit and so on, because all of these images are backgrounds. And there's probably a good reason they are backgrounds.
Backgrounds?
Yeah.
Oh, when I wrote the site, I think it's because object fit wasn't a thing back then.
Yeah, exactly.
On the current site, yeah. So like a background cover, that was the only way you could really get it.
So I'm inspecting source code like an animal.
Oh please, oh no! I'm being judged by my 10-year-old WordPress code. Let's go and have a look. So item dot title. Let's get that at H2. Right. Now the image source. Where did I see the build image for? That was on. Where's Next Sanity?
Yeah, it's inside of that somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a. Yeah, there we go. I knew there was a demo for that. Now I have my own image component, but I won't pull that in. But I've got like a full lady loading fancy pants thing that I like to use for that, but I won't pull that in for now. URL4 is what I want to pull in from here. I won't need portable text, and I won't need. Oh, I might need them later. Let's just bring them in anyway. Resolve lib sanity. Oh, look at that. Width like 300, height 200. Let's give it some alt text. Let's give it some loading lazy. Let's
say we're getting PHP errors.
Oh,
yeah.
Is this on the video page?
Yeah, undefined property, standard class, page info in blah blah blah.
Oh, now you know you're on WordPress.
That would never happen with Jamstack.
No, you haven't seen a single error. No, the errors would all happen on the dev side, and that's the good thing. Yeah. You wouldn't be debugging it live in production. Like
you wouldn't be able to deploy your site because it wouldn't build. That's the idea.
Yes, that's right. Let's give this a grid cols 2, mid grid cols 3, and XL grid cols 4. Let's give it a gap of 2 and a mid gap of 4 and an XL gap of 8. That sounds reasonable. We probably need to give that some padding too. P8, XL, P16. All of these numbers sound good. So we have images there. The image we probably should put above that. I probably should look back at how do we format that price? I want to bring that same thing in. Let's remove you from Stack Overflow. Let's format this document. Really not happy with how Prettier isn't working. Do you have any questions from the chat? I feel like we've been going a while here.
I think they are just silent in awe.
I'll take it.
Yeah. I will add some low res images to the side, the extras.
Function. What? Format is not a function. What do you mean? Oh, formatted.format. Okay.
Oops.
There we go. Oh, now I need conditional checking on all of these things. Once you start doing live preview, you start to realize that if you don't check for the existence of every single object, you are asking for things. And I don't know how I'd handle live preview if we didn't have optional chaining. Seriously.
No, I know how, because I used to do that. It's a horrible, double pipe empty object thing. You could technically coalesce stuff in Grok as well, but
to render something if there's nothing. Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, I didn't divide by 100 on those prices. A tropical pack is not $1,000. It is $10.40, and it is the greatest thing. It is a deep fried banana and a deep fried pineapple with a quarter of chicken. It's incredible. All right, so we have that. Do you want live preview in your studio? How would you like that? I can give that to you.
It's certainly great to have live preview in the studio. If that is something you want to spend time on now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got 26 minutes. I want to get it in there. We haven't really displayed a lot on the front end yet. Let's do it. Let's get as much as we can. Now, I would prefer to have let's go desk. I just create a folder called Index.js. Not smart. I need that. I do need resolve production URL. Yes, resolve production URL.
I love that you can kind of like just casually throw half a chicken as a side.
There we go. That's fine. Previous secret. Let's go and grab that end local again. Preview.api. I should close that file. Let's go Studio Web Pages API. Let's get a preview going. That should be that. I'm going to take that across again and edit that. What is the token? All right, so that's going to be
Right, I think all the content should be running.
Incredible. Thank you very much for your help there.
Let's see. We'll actually also put in the YouTube embeds because I can.
I think there'd be I think there'd be a React icon for food. I couldn't find one. What was the other scheme that we made? Page. What I'm editing here is the desk structure, which defines what the Sanity Studio desk is going to look like. So let's go back over there. That has refused to connect. Oh, because we deployed the studio. I don't know if you've refreshed in a while. You should have got a new version of the studio there.
Yeah, I just put in the video embeds.
Excellent. I'll need to serialize those on the front end. Actually, we haven't yet queried for all the other pages yet either.
Yeah, let's set up some of the other pages, maybe.
Look at that. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Because our website is looking it's a bit light on. It is querying data, but it needs some more love. Have we got? Oh, I don't have Sanity.
It's already better than most restaurant sites, as we have stipulated.
It would.
It's wonderful semantic HTML.
Desk structure index. Does that work? Please don't throw an error. I wanted you to do something though. Index. Oh, it's not in the source. It's straight in the root. That's why. Yes, we do need to create a page that's going to query the slug. So let's go and grab my slug file from over here. So that is going to pick out pages that have slugs, and we can pull this into here. So let's say this is actually a page query. And the article is going to be, it's going to have the same slug as the slug. You shouldn't actually query for just one. And I explained that in a Next.js preview document, which we're going to launch one day. Let's have that as the page query. Let's call that page actually. Page. There's probably a faster way to do this, right?
Command V.
Yeah, there we go. Command V.
D.
Selecting all of the same.
One by one then, but
got a bunch of like extra boilerplate. I guess I was working on.
No, you couldn't do F2. Yeah.
I think I've got that one remapped to Command Shift L or something.
Oh yeah.
It's an old Sublime Text one or something. So get that out of there. Get that. Gets out of crops.
Sublime Text.
Oh, now I do need the slug, so that comes with us. Page query params. You are not what we're looking for. Article, that should be page. Oh. Nope. On now, page, come with me. There we go. Page query, page.
No,
type page. And so we want every page that has a defined slug, and we want to just get that slug and map over that and send that. I don't want the that default param. We don't need it.
You should have a double ampersand in the grok query as well.
Oh, correct.
Yeah. Knut the human linter.
Why don't I have a desk structure yet? I'm upset about this. So I should have a /contact though. Let's have a look at what we get when we go to that page. Excellent.
Headless UI React.
Oh, I don't need that. More boilerplate. I don't actually need. Found, can't resolve. I don't want headless UI anymore. Do I need to reboot you too?
Lacking some query params somewhere.
Oh, that's if I pass them in, which I wasn't going to anymore. So dated up page. What are we not passing on the page?
There might be a missing ampersand in the first query. It says chat. Yeah, there you go. Wonderful. Thank you.
Chat.
People
for the win.
Are paying close attention.
Excellent. So let's just like conditionally render that because we're still not getting data for some reason. 404. Why is this now? So let's go back. So our get static paths, we're going to fetch type page define slug current. So that should render a page for contact. Then we're going to check that our slug comes down, perhaps a slug. I think does this site add a slash on the front of it? Actually, that might not be an issue. Let's debug that on the server side. A query returning
it's
something.
always good to just console log out the data, because this can be a stumbling block.
Yeah.
A hurdle, as you will.
Like us. It is a 404. The page doesn't exist. That's why I
yeah.
didn't render. Oh, okay.
Oh,
maybe not yet.
I thought I put it in there. Maybe I forgot to publish.
No, because we're pulling contact us. So like that slug exists. So I've logged out the slug. So now we've got the slug. So that works. Yes. So now I should be able to query. I should be able to run a page query that has that slug.
Oh, article. Type is article. It should be page.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh, okay. So we've got some data, but we're still getting a 404. Now, under what circumstances did we? Oh, we said if the data.page.slug.
Yeah.
Hello. There we go. So we've got some data. Excellent. Let's dump straight onto the page. This is my PHP var dump days coming out. Oh, I do not want to var dump that straight into the H1.
If you added 2 arguments, nil and 2.
Yes, it's nicely formatted, isn't it?
Yeah. And wrap those in a pre.
In a pre.
Then you will get some beautiful formatted JSON.
Hey,
Boom.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Oh, so now we've got a portable text in, right? Which is cool. So let's get rid of our inline style here on this one, whatever that's there for. Auto. Now, actually, if we're putting in that YouTube thing, I want to reach for prosable text. And if there's any Tailwind people here, I was really excited to get this, but I didn't see a lot to take up in the community, because this is a thing that I know we've struggled with before. So let's go and have a look. And that's not shaded anybody. I thought it was exciting, but I was excited. Prosable text.js. So let's just grab all of this. So this is going to scoop up all our components. This is the best way to render portable text with the Tailwind. So Tailwind Pros, Tailwind typography.
Yeah. So what's kind of great with portable text? It is an array of data that you can map and reduce over and so on. And sometimes I wish you wouldn't need to map and reduce over like you're doing, but it certainly works. So that's good. But I wish we could maybe offer some better developer experience for the Tailwind crowd here, because this seems quite useful.
Yeah, it totally works. So like the reason why this prosable texting exists is because Tailwind typography allows you to get like just a really nice boilerplate for just basic text formatting, which is excellent. But then you get the very thing that utility CSS gets you out of. You get the cascade, because now everything's got styles applied to it. And then if you want to throw like some complex block, like a YouTube video, I need to install a plugin into the studio by the look of it. Sanity install iframe pane. So the idea is if we need to have like a complex block that goes into the content like a YouTube video, then we do need to have something that can break us out of that styling and then back into it again. So prosable text says if you're a paragraph, then here's all the paragraphs. And then if you're a YouTube video, here's a YouTube video. And it breaks all of that up, which is really, really nice. Prosable text can't find libsanity. Why? Path issue. So that's the iframe pane that's going in there. Look at that. Contact one of our 3 locations. Excellent. What was the videos page slug?
It was watch our TV ads with dashes.
Well, I really hoped to get like the site navigation going. Okay, so we don't have a video serializer yet, but we can easily get one. Serializers, video. So serializers provide a way for us to. What does that do? That sort of says.
It's kind of like a way to map.
You can explain it better than I can.
Yeah, it's like portable text lets you have these custom content blocks that isn't a paragraph with text. For example, video would be one, image, what have you, code. It's entirely up to you to define them, and to make that into markup on a website, for example, you have to map those types to the code, like Simeon is doing now. So yes, this types video thing, it receives the data in a node, and then you can do whatever you want with that data. For example, put it into some embed code for the front end. And what's cool with portable text, it like in many cases it is kind of like a web thing, but you can also serialize to speech synthesis, markup language, or like native app code or whatever. So yeah, it's pretty versatile. You can even serialize to Markdown if you want
to. I'm sure I could get some Tailwind CSS, but for some reason, I have done this here. Oh, don't let me forget to add a git ignore file to our studio. Oh, we are getting really close to the finish. What was I going to do? I was trying to style our CSS. Where does Tailwind put the CSS when we use their starter? Where's my .css file?
Studio static.
It's not the right one. No. Oh, Tailwind CSS. Oh, it uses its own. What are we going to do? Suddenly I don't know how to import CSS anywhere. Oh, this is terrible.
So this, how to import the kind of like the proposable thing? Okay.
Sorry?
No, yeah.
So I should be able to just go like import dot search dot styles dot, what did I call that? Main CSS. Can I just import another CSS? Because usually you would define your own. Usually you would define your own CSS
no, it
file.
complains about the video component thing.
Yes. Where was that? In here. I think I put it in source for some reason. Oh, I think I need Next Dynamic too. Oh, I'm going to fall terribly short. I wanted to get the site on the cell for everybody to see before we finished.
Yeah, if you get it to run now, you can deploy it to Vercel. Like set up that Git deployment pipeline.
Yes. Let me just, where is that serializers file? Come here, next time. Is that what I'm looking for? That there. Why is that there? That there. Video player. Hey, there we go. We got the videos up. And it looks dreadful, but it works. Let's go to Vercel and get this thing on. Let's get the show on the road.
So the speedrun was about replatforming. It wasn't about making it look good.
Right? No, not at all.
It's about getting the content over, getting the development environment set up. And you would probably just need another hour to make it look nice, right? That's not even kidding.
Yeah, it's basically just the front end at this point that's undone. So because all of the big picture items are already done. Let's continue with GitHub. I just don't want to send them with my work account on this step. Let's go and start a new project. I'm just doing this on another screen. I'm sorry for that. I haven't even put this on GitHub yet. And that's why I said, don't let me forget to put the git ignore file in there. And don't let me forget to file an issue for the fact that we don't actually get a git ignore when we sanity init.
I think it's already a discussion. It's one of those how opinionated should you be kind of things, but I think it makes sense to have at least a node modules thing.
Git init.
You might not use Git, you might use SVN or something.
But you're probably going to use Git.
Yeah, you should.
Private Super Rooster website. I'm on my other screen. I'm getting a GitHub repo going, and I'm going to fire that up into here. So I've already done a git init. I don't want to add a README. I want to just do all those things. So I'm
So
Oh no, I committed node modules.
Oh no! You know what happens then?
Gotta start again.
What happens if you like commit node modules? There's
Um,
certainly
you,
some cute animals that yeah.
okay.
So the chat room is being helpful. Create your own CSS. Refer to it in app.js. In CSS, add the Tailwind stuff, Tailwind base,
Yes.
components, and so
Yeah, I've
on.
not done it with that template before where it just does that for you. That's really, like, it's a cool thing, but then it hides you from extending it.
Yeah, but I think this is like you can add your own CSS as you did, and inside of that you can also add additional Tailwind things. It seems like,
Got it.
if I understand the chat room correctly. I'm not too experienced with Tailwind either.
I'm very experienced. I've just never done it through this particular method. If you Google Tailwind palette generator, I have like the third result on Google, and that's the sort of thing that like a person with free time should monetize that. And I have not done it at all. Why do I have to create a team?
Well,
What?
I don't know.
Why? This
Skip.
has never happened to me before. Can I?
Yeah.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah.
Framework preset. What's next? But it's in
So I'll
web.
put the Tailwind link in the chat room.
That should be fine. Oh, now I needed to copy in my build environment variables, which I'm going to do over here again. Oh, did we end up getting live preview done? I don't think we did.
No, but we we can do that as kind of like after show.
I thought that would have been really fancy, like, because like that's the. I mean, I even heard Wes Boss say the other day on Syntax, like that's the thing that like with Jamstack, it's still just like, because WordPress gives you live preview without any thought, right? Because you get that server-side rendered goodness. But I'm convinced that. And probably just because I've done it a lot of times, but I'm convinced that we make it as easy as anyone. The pairing between Sanity and Next is as good as it gets, just about, I reckon. So
the preview system that comes with Next Sanity is actually pretty awesome. We are doing some cool things under the hood. And what's neat about it is you don't need kind of like this special preview environment that you often are required to do with other frameworks.
Yeah, so it just runs on production. That's the coolest thing.
Yeah, but it's kind of like you can have different mechanisms to kind of like activate it, but the client is able to use the authentication that you use for logging into the studio and so on. So for those authenticated users, it will kind of like trigger the preview setting or mode. Then what will happen is actually in the browser, it will go and fetch all of the documents in the dataset and sync those with the backend in real time and repopulate and rehydrate the front end with it. So it kind of like it works across the whole site if you have set it up like that. And that's pretty
right.
Yeah.
I just realized that I didn't. I foolishly added preview to the menu items, which I shouldn't have. So page, let's call that pages. It's going to be a page. The structure builder is a pretty complex piece of machinery. You should functionize this stuff away, and then you don't have to think about it. So, like, I know this looks hairy, but it's really not so bad. Come on, please.
It's like Tailwind. You have to kind of like get into it, right? Should I start doing things? Let's see. I'll find you.
Our latest advertisement.
So here you can see me.
Live preview works. Look at that. We got it done under 60 minutes. That's what I'm most excited about. Like, so we got the live preview. So, and even so, that's Knut is editing it on his computer, and we got live preview going in minutes. So. That was very, very cool. And obviously, like with all the setup, and that's from scratch, like I would have just copied all that config from another project and not thought about it typically, but I wanted to, Siri, I wanted to prove to myself that can be done from scratch. And I know I didn't document or show how that was done at all, but we do. I've got a ripping guide written up that is soon to be published. So, there'll be answers for that, and you can see how easy that actually is, because once you've got your head around all the mechanisms in place that make that work, it's pretty cool.
I must say, like, working, like, now I'm kind of like the content person, and working alongside with a developer that just kind of like put these things up and have this basic structure, so I can start actually working with content. I think that this is a pretty neat way to work together, and the way you should be working together, probably, if you have a team like that, because when you're working with content in so many, like, I can't think of a time where you don't discover something that you didn't think about when kind of like sketching the design out or anything, like, oh, we needed a thing, or maybe it should be like this instead, right? So so I think that is kind of like the ultimate way to work, and when you can be this fast with just the styling, because Tailwind is just super fast, when you know the syntax, I guess, then it's kind of like off the races.
The IntelliSense makes this unbelievable now, and because you don't have to, you don't really actually have to, you don't have to commit it to memory, and it shows you what the CSS is going to be if you need it to know, and even and the idea that now you can generate like just random values on the fly now as well, like just in time. Like you can say that this is like a max, I think max width like 600 or something, and that will just go and write a max width 600 pixels class, or like 6 characters. Like, so it's not even just set to what the pre-compiled template is. I mean, I'm wasting a minute of our 60 minutes gushing on Tailwind, but I think it's pretty neat. Powerful.
Yeah, it is.
So
pair programming, but not like, I'm not programming. I'm just entering content. So it's teamwork.
Oh, I wish we had seen that. Oh, there we go. Look at that.
Oh yeah, confetti, and there's actually a menu on a preview thing.
Look at that, with a minute to spare. So this is a dead set. This is an actual website. You can use it
it's
right
official
now.
Replatformed.
You want to call it under 60 minutes?
Under 60 minutes. Of WordPress, you have deployed a content editor environment. The front end
with
is
live
ready.
Preview.
It might need some navigation. Maybe.
I'm not going to go and switch over the DNS in the next 37 seconds.
Yeah, you know that like everyone enters from Google anyways. So who needs a navigation menu, actually, right?
You're still getting the most important information that Superista has to tell you right in this moment. So, yeah.
So this is pretty great. Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with where we got to. I really did want to get the front end a bit further along than we got, but I think I was more preferenced. I wanted to get live preview going because that meant like the content editors could see that. So, I'm pretty happy, and I think we're going to get a jazz alarm in a minute. I don't know if you'll hear that, but wow, look at that!
Oh yeah,
that is excellent.
Right, but you got all the pieces, all the nuggets stuck together with the fries on the side, the live preview fries on the side. I'm trying. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you're right though. Like, there's no more real logic work to do on this now. It's all just styling the front end. So, like, if you were a back of the front end developer, you've just seen how you could then hand this off to front end team and say, have at it, polish off the Next.js side, and you could spend the next week putting, frame of motion animations all through it and making it look slick. Go for your life. But the major infrastructural parts are now done in 60 minutes.
That's I think you earned yourself a T-shirt.
But
you already have one now.
I will my sanity jumper today at the very least. But no, that was good fun. I got a bit further along than I thought. But
I'm so relieved.
You doubted me.
No, I didn't. But it was somewhat stressful with that timer. So the chat room is like huge congrats from the chat room. Can I completely substitute PHP with JavaScript? I'm pretty sure you can.
At this point, yes. Look,
Yeah.
again, like WordPress, like PHP, like there's nothing wrong with PHP. And like, to give credit where it's due, I learned, like, I was doing WordPress websites, right, but I wasn't doing like point and click um websites.
Oh,
I owe
roots.
everything I know
Oh
everything I know
yeah.
about web development through these guys. This
Yeah,
this is
bedrock.
this,
Yeah.
this is a
Say
team
yeah.
of serious guys that, or it's, I don't know, men and women, whoever they are, serious group of people that understand like software development and applied all of that to WordPress. So like, this gives you a local development environment, and it's like a 12-factor app and build processes and vagrant boxes and all this stuff I had no idea about. But I was doing like very basic WordPress websites with FTP deploys. Then I found this, and this like opened me up to, oh, this is what real software looks like. And so, and then I got to take everything I learned here about not just PHP but software, and then apply that to like the Jamstack. So like I said at the start, I like WordPress. I'm not here to run down PHP, but my preference is, I think you get a lot done faster in JavaScript now than you probably did in PHP.
Yeah, and what's interesting, and if you listen to Syntax FM, you can hear the like I think on the Shop Talk Syntax FM cross episode,
Mm.
they're talking about how in JavaScript world you are kind of like recreating the stuff you already have had in PHP for ages,
Yeah, that's
and
where we're chasing PHP with
yeah,
JavaScript.
like with the serverless functions and kind of like code that runs when you query the server. Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah,
no
so
cold start on a PHP server.
yeah, and I had the exact same. Like I also ended up using things like Sage and Bedrock when I did WordPress sites.
Mm.
And if you're using WordPress for serious stuff, this is totally the way to go. To kind of like make it deployment and so on.
But what I love
Yeah,
is that like what like Roots is about as good as it gets to my mind, for like setting up a local development environment and then having a deploy, off to a server. But what amazes me is like all of the config that Roots has, or like all of the config that you can put together. You can string together a bunch of apps to give you local dev and deployment, all that sort of stuff. And all of those things, systems that you have to put together to give yourself that on WordPress, we give you that with Sanity init. And
yeah.
that, like, you type that command and you get all of those services. And that to me is the, why go to WordPress, and I like WordPress, and it meets a lot of needs, but you get like the leg up you get by typing Sanity init is invaluable and irreplaceable, I think.
Yeah, and the fact that you have a globally scalable real-time document backend that just
Yeah,
kind of
the
like
fact
we take care of, and you
we
can have all the
yeah.
API access you want to. That is a huge one.
Canute and I are not in the same office or even the same room or even the same country, but like the fact that you entered all of the content after I modeled it, based off a quick deploy, I think that's the coolest thing, I think. And yeah, we didn't have to model that together in the browser. I could rapidly spin that up, and that's version controlled. Like, that's in my GitHub repo right now, what that schema looks like. But you
Exactly.
were able to access that immediately. That's very cool.
So yeah, any recommendations for localization? It's maybe a bit of the side, but maybe you wanted to localize this restaurant site. Um, I don't know. Do you like you work in solution engineering? Any
You
recommendation
now feel like
for?
I'm at work again. Yeah, well, we've got two options for localization, don't we? So either when you are working within your, do I not have a dev environment going? Let's try and find that again. So we have two options. There's a plugin that allows you to do internationalization at a document level. So say this whole document has multiple versions, like one version for each language. Or you could have a field level translation where just this field gets updated. And so maybe that makes sense. The common use case I'd say for that is like if you have a people schema, well, their title is probably going to be localized, but their name might not be, and their image
Mm,
might not be. So you might need to localize that one title field, but you don't need to localize the others. So you would just have the one document for every version of it. But a menu item, it likely has a different price, different name, different image, and might be available in some regions and some not. And so that's when you'd use the Sanity Intel plugin. Yes. So there's two options there, and you probably are best off actually using a mix of those because it really does depend on your schema.
yeah,
Um,
I
and
think
then
that is.
pulling that into the front end in Next, like I won't go into this, and maybe we do that in a future video because I have had to do this for a number. Like we've got a go-to demo for this, but localization is such a tricky thing to get right because it just opens up like it's a Pandora's box inside of Enigma, inside of a vest. But Next does an awesome job of making like this global localization variable to you, and you can just throw that straight into a query, and that pairs very nicely with Sanity as well. So I would love to document that at some point because Next and Sanity again, and it's not like Sanity isn't great exclusively for Next, but it is very, very good with Next, and so yeah, there's good support in that.
Yeah. And as you say, like localization and internationalization, like that, those are might be two different things as well. Are
Yes.
often it often is kind of like a concern for the content model, as with personalization. Maybe you want different fields for different target groups and so on. It's just another matrix on that. And in the real world, it can get quite complex. Like you might have different locales for different markets and so on, and that is possible to express with something like Sanity and kind of like on the things you actually need it for, and it's not kind of like a one size fits all kind of thing. So yeah, that was our short answer to that question. Yeah, I think we might need to kind of like wrap up.
Sure.
But yeah, what like if we should summarize what did happen now for the last 16? What did we actually do?
It
Like,
would be good to summarize that. So yeah, what we did was we started a brand new Sanity project. We set up some schema, so menu items, pages, and locations. Actually, didn't even look at locations in the end. I needed to put a phone number in them, actually. Now I've forgotten that there was actually a piece of content missing. My bad.
Yeah.
So we set up a basic schema. We scaffolded that schema. Things I would like to have included there were some singleton documents. Usually I'd set up like a site settings schema so that in there you could put navigation or, things like the logo, title for SEO, that sort of thing. So those are things that were missing there. So we set that schema up. I then deployed that project. So now that you could log into superrooster.sanity.studio.
Oh yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, I won't show into there, but yeah, so that was deployed, and that's where Canute was able to then start working on the content directly because that was deployed up to Sanity servers. I then started a new Next.js project, queried the data from that project, set up the connection between like the Sanity dataset and the Next.js front end. Then also set up server-side checks for if it should have a live preview. Then went back into the studio and made sure that there would be a live preview side by side with the document there. So that's where you get these panes. So I set that up as well. Then committed the entire project as a mono repo through to Git. Put that on GitHub, deployed the front end to Vercel, and that's what we did in 60 minutes. Well, 59. Yeah. I think we wasted that last minute.
Yeah. So yeah, that's quite a lot. Impressive stuff.
We set up serializers as well. We set up a custom block for the portable text editor.
We even have troubleshoot some node modules things.
Yeah, we installed some plugins. Yeah. We had some dependency hell. It was web development.
I feel like compressed kind of like a whole workday into 1 hour, to be honest. But yeah, I hope we are not setting kind of like unrealistic expectations for people. Like if managers, actually, like product managers sees this, like it might take more than 60 minutes.
Actually, this Simeon is probably
a trained professional.
This is the first time I can actually sort of show how the sausage is made, because if you think I ever told one of my old clients that I could do this in an hour, that's going to be a couple of weeks for sure. That one.
Yeah, but how we look at it is kind of like if we can save you time, just like then you can use that time for kind of like improving things. It's kind of like doing things that might add value, right? So instead of fiddling around with FTP and a local DB setup and so on, you can kind of like actually add value to the site, right?
Oh, waiting 10 seconds between, build processes reloading on a WordPress theme. Or doing things like you say, doing more interesting things, like because now we have that content, the structured content with the menu items. I don't know if there's a schema.org definition for food items. There'd have to be.
Yeah, there's a
So like to be able
schema.org
to,
definition for everything.
yeah, so to be able to output that on its own page, that would be really valuable now as well. So sorts of things that would have been difficult and annoying, that we couldn't have done with Sanity. And I suppose actually, because I didn't end up doing the content, I didn't really show what the content model was before on the back end. And you didn't even have WordPress access, actually. That's
No.
important to note too. You migrated this website from the front end.
Yeah.
I was going to log in to the dashboard here and show how, like, I had these advanced custom fields, and like this is how the content was modeled. It was on a page template of menu. Like that's just not right. So now we have structured content, which is very, very good.
Right. Yeah. And now you have kind of like also a real-time collaborative editor with also review changes. You can see kind of like the changes that has been made. That might be important for a restaurant side. Kind of like who changed the price.
Or actually, it's
Yeah.
a common use case of
Yeah.
the content editor for these guys is, every couple of years, every so often, the price changes. So you'd be able to review the history of price changes and by how much each time without having to refer back to your notes, of what it used to cost before. So
Yeah, exactly. Right. Thank you so much for doing this, for putting yourself out there on this high pressure thing. This is the first time we have actually done a speedrun like this. I look forward to future speedruns.
Yeah, I'd love to hear some ideas. We talked about like doing blind speed runs or something, and like evaluating a content model as we build it, which isn't best practice, but I'd be interesting to see what sort of challenges people might want to throw at us, and what we can model in a hurry in future.
Speed is like the only thing that matters in this time of age, right? You have to move fast.
Yeah, that's right.
But
and
thank you so much, all of you that hung around in the chat. And yeah, I think that's all. Excellent. And I look forward to the next thing, whenever that is.
No worries. Right. Thanks for your time.
Bye.
Bye.